you realize that only one person will be in the classroom studying. But you can see about 5 fans working. You can see almost all the lights in the room working. Meanwhile, it's only one person. So this energy saving campaign is going to be a form of campaign that we will have people in the various classes. So after every class, they will have to make sure that after leaving the classroom, the fans that is working, the bulbs that is working, they will make sure that they put it off to save energy. Because we have realized that since I came to UHAS here in level 300, I've never seen any form of education like that. So this is something that the SRC is coming to, bring to the students just to alert them on certain things to also help save energy in the school.
But don't you think the students, they are aware of these things? They know that what they are doing, but still they are still doing it.
They are very aware of it.
So just creating awareness, do you think it will solve the problem?
Okay, since we are going to educate them on that and it's the first time, I think it will make a lot of impact.
But do you know that majority of university students as it stands now knows that this thing that I'm doing is not right. They know that I don't have to. A lot of us are paying prepaid in their own apartment and those kind of things. So I think this one is some basic thing that they all know. And to my knowledge, I don't think this one is going to deal with the issue. So it's an advice that I may give you. Maybe if you can also channel it in a different way, so that if you really want to control energy saving, you get it. And students, they don't care. I don't care. If I do it, I don't do it. You can't force me to do it, right?
Thank you.
So if you can find a different way of doing it.
Thank you. That is why I place it under the administrative policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to give you an open up question. You say you're going to advocate for a flexible mode of payment of school fees, right? A flexible mode of payment of school fees. Okay, so right now, let's say maybe you have proposed this to the VC. I don't know that kind of flexible mode that you're talking about, right? But right now, take us here, all those people here, that's maybe you are in a council meeting and you want to convince us with this your flexible mode of payment of school fees. How do you go about it? We'll try to your flexible mode of, you want to convince us. Let us buy to the idea of your flexible mode of payment. So they are council members. So address us and tell us the reason why we have to buy the idea of this your flexible mode of payment of school fees.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So before you send any consent to a meeting or council meeting, you need to discuss with your executives. All right. So at the council meeting, let's assume I'm the president and you are the council member. So first of all, I'll address the chairman. So His Lordship, Justice Jones Maulum Doche, the chairman of the council, the vice chancellor, Professor John Owusu-Japon, then other members of the panel. There is a concern that students have raised, and it's an issue of everybody is fighting over, which is school fees payment. And we've realized that you are supposed to pay 100% of you are supposed to pay payment at the beginning of every semester before you be allowed to register your course. And this has become an issue. We are all crying. And looking at the situation and looking at how COVID-19 has also destroyed the economy, we are bringing this to your notice as student leaders for you to use your high office to solve this issue for us to make sure to make the payment of the fees being flexible. At least if a student paying 50% at the at the beginning of every semester will be allowed to pay to be allowed to register his or her program of study. Thank you. The flexible mode of payment here means that now that the payment is fixed and it's rigid, that you need to pay you need to make full payment before you be allowed to register your program. We are appealing to them that they should make it in such a way that it will become more flexible. So that when you pay the 50%, it will not be that you have to pay all the fees before you be allowed to register your program. So we are actually seeking for a reduction of the percentage payment.
Do you get his question?
Come again, please.
The flexible mode of payment that you're talking about here, is it going to be a payment plan? Are you coming in or are you going there with a payment plan that you are requesting that there should be a payment plan so that there will be a norm so that always we will follow? Or is it going to be that it is just because of what is happening in the current situation? That is what I want to get it. Wow.
It's going to be a payment plan.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, Honorable, I was following the discussions very well. So, anytime you put flexible mode of payment, you should be specific. Because when you put this register will tell you that that is what I've been doing for the past, who God knows, 5 years. So, student writes letters and stipulate the flexible, and I accept this. So, you use what you want again. It's the same thing for you. To me, it's as straightforward as that. So, the antidote also goes to everything. Only you want something that is you are going for a specific ability, 50-50 area. You get me?
Thank you.
All right. So that is something there for you. Let me start with my vetting this way. Honorable, that was a very unfortunate incident that Honorable Hansen drew your attention on. Most of your students fell victim to that. So I think most of them have FFF in their portals. Is that so?
As it stands, I don't know.
But were you affected?
Personally, I was also affected.
Oh, okay. So you also had the F.
I had the chance to write, but because I was the class president by then, they came to frustrate me.
I see. Okay, that's fine. That was very unfortunate. I hope that next time with the needed leadership and communication, that will not happen. Mr. Nuako Elijah, I want to take you to your policies. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Let's just take a stroll. You said you are going to do TWASU agenda, continuity of government, right?
Yes, please.
That's impressive. Give me 4 things that needs to be continued right now that this administration is doing. 4 things which your administration will do.
Okay, thank you very much. The TWASU agenda is
Predecessor is leaving it for.
Yeah.
There's something which is interesting. You are in Pokoi. Pokoi people wants to hear you. You are saying improve condition of Binkaho. You are in Binkaho. Now look around. What do you want to improve here?
I would like to say that I'll be very happy to see the air conditions here working.
All right. Now, okay, so let's move on. On your academic policy, you have pushed.
I personally came here to observe. Yes, please. Yes, please. Several deliberations about Binka Hall have been also passed to Parliament, and I'm a member there, so I know. Right. And I know that some of the sockets too are not working. Some of them. For now, I will say that their condition is a major problem because here is a very large class compared to other areas.
All right. There is something more when it comes to Binkaho that is dear to the hearts of our students. That's what you are not hitting for. So I think more work can be done on that. Then you have public address systems in our lecture halls. So I'm just looking at Trafalgar.
Yeah.
Lecture like lecture room 8, 6.
No.
These are very small. Or this is not the lecture room.
I'm talking about lecture hall 1, which can contain about and the auditorium as well.
So you have to be specific with that.
All right.
All right. Transport policy. You are advocating for private shuttles. I see.
Yeah.
Have you made the inquiry? What work has gone into these private shuttles? You want private shuttles to join the metro mass?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm aware that the SRC is taking a step about involving Ayalolo bus operations. And personally, I've observed them coming to Trafalgar to talk to them. I have seen with my naked eye.
You have not made inquiries. You have seen.
Yes, that they have come. And I inquired from the federal executives, some of them. And they told me that this is how far they've been able to work with Ayalolo.
So when you say advocate, so it means that for now you have not done anything directly in contact with them, and you know that it is in process. So when you come, you will continue.
Yes, please.
Is that what you mean? Okay. Preferential treatment of UHAS students in Ho. How will you practically achieve that? Who teaching hospital?
All right. So this is not going to be the work of the federal executive or federal president alone. When you talk about the practicality of the preferential treatment, I mean, we will have to engage the major stakeholders in the UHAS health system and the Trafalgar health system, the other sectors that we aim to, include this treatment for our students.
Who are the
So
stakeholders?
we have the Dean of Students to be part of the major stakeholders of this. We have the regional health directorate. We go to the Trafalgar Teaching Hospital to the HRs there. The same way that you go to other hospitals, too, we have the senior members of the facility.
That is perfect. I congratulate you for this idea. But why do you leave Hohoe out? So I see Ho Teaching Hospital, Ho Municipal Hospital, Polyclinic. What about preferential treatment for
Hohoe campus is part, but we are just having this hospital here. Sorry, I didn't include, but when you look through my policies, every policy counts Ho and Hohoe. You can look through all the policies.
This is an honest question I'm asking you. On this, did you think of Hohoe?
Yes, please.
But it is not here.
Yes, please.
So it is a typo error or something?
I must say it's not a typo error, but I did not realize it.
You did not realize it?
Yes, please.
But you actually thought of it.
Oh, perfectly.
You didn't include it.
Yeah.
Okay, so going forward, you will include it.
Yeah.
Honorable, are you very consistent? When you take a decision, do you follow it?
I'm very consistent.
All right. There is something I want to check here.
All right.
That is on 30th of June 2021. There is a young man by name Frank Chetty Chuba. Is the name familiar?
Yes, please. Well familiar.
So I can see he says declaration of intent. And everything is that he has accepted your nomination to be a vice presidential candidate to you in helping you win. He plays in a lot of things. I think that got students interested. But when I came here today, your vice name, check if I can just check, please, what's the vice name?
Mascot, Roger Rutherford.
That is not what was here.
Yes.
So can you explain why did that happen?
It happened based on certain parameters, which it was beyond control.
Tell us about.
Oh, some of them are personal, of which I cannot let it in the public domain anyway.
No, I think the reason why I'm asking you this is that for every leader, his steps shows us the kind of leader you will be.
Yeah.
Choosing of your vice is very important about the kind of decisions you make.
Yes.
So yes, I saw something, a declaration of intent, of which the person has accepted the nomination, spread it across all WhatsApp groups, just speaking to students, and then we are seeing a U-turn on the day of your birthday. So I want to ask you, what happened? Did you take that you are consistent with this?
I'm consistent enough.
Okay, so what?
Just that I am not the one who influenced him not to join the team, or sorry, not to be the vice president, but it was based on his personal criteria and parameters.
Oh, no, but let's break it down. You are not the one who influenced him. Then who did? Who went to talk to him?
Sometimes, you see, as a leader, you need to listen to advice too. You don't have to always base on your own perception or your own beliefs. Sometimes you need to also listen. You need to consult before you come into a conclusion.
So
Yeah.
somebody consulted him on your behalf.
Not somebody consulted me on his behalf, but as I said, this was a personal reason he had, and I have to accept it.
I see. Honorable, I'm not convinced. You withdrew.
Based on personal reasons. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. And he has a choice to do that. But he's still part of it.
Okay, so we can take it. Okay, so Mr. President,
Honorable.
where is the headquarters of the WHO located? Mr. President.
WHO.
Yes.
I'll leave it to my to answer that.
No, when it gets to his turn, you answer his question. So you tell us. Now, please, it's okay.
I don't have any idea.
You don't have it here. Okay. As a president, you should have a lot of things just on a fingertip because this is a health school, right? And then you know WHO even has an affiliation with UHAS. Okay. Who is the Minister of Health?
Dr. Kokwajimamenu.
What of the Minister of Education?
The Minister of Education is
Please, you are going to work with him as president.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I know. Sometimes you may know, but you may forget.
Okay.
So I forgot, but I can remember some of the names. Not all.
Okay, mention the ones that you can remember. Be frank here. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't recall.
Okay. So what is the French word? What's the French name? Okay. What's the French name for the word library?
Bibliothèque.
Okay, that's perfect. With reference to the Student Loan Trust Fund,
All right.
for a year now, students have not had their monies disbursed to them, and then that's the main reason why some people are not able to pay their fees. Do you know about that?
Yes, please, I know.
Please, what have you done towards that?
But recently, the monies has been disbursed.
Recently?
Yes, not a week or not a two.
It has been disbursed.
Of course. I was following it.
I'm not aware of
it has
that.
been disbursed. People are having it in their accounts. Yes.
Today.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. It's good. Anyways, there's this scholarship scheme, the district scholarship that was allocated to some students of UHAS. Okay. And you were a parliamentarian. Up till now, people's money has not been paid. And reports or intelligence getting to me right now is that at first, when you open their portal, you see it there and they write pending. And now they've changed it and they've written non-granted. Meanwhile, their names have appeared in the school that they are on the scholarship. Are you aware of this information?
Personally aware that it's pending, but not to the extent that they've not been granted.
Okay. So as it is now, intelligence reaching me is that the student's name was at the school, the secretariat sent their names to the school that, oh, these students are on our scholarship. So the school was aware. Now, when the students try to access their portals, the aptitude test that they wrote, it has been corrupted. And then their pending status is now not corrupted. What an SRC president will you do about that?
Thank you very much for your question. So let me assume the position of the SRC president. We have a lot of committees that we will work with, and the scholarship committee is one of the major committees that will be very vibrant when it comes to student scholarships. So first of all, a concern will come to the executives. So we will have to discuss about how best we will be able to manage it. So we will have to involve the scholarship committee. Then we will forward it to the dean of students. Then the assistant registrar in UHAS, of which I know that he is also one of the scholarship schemes in UHAS here. So when we are able to involve all these people and we come together, we share ideas, then the next step can be taken. Either we will have to go to the secretariat or the scholarship secretariat to do more inquiries to know whether their status is specifically not granted or not before we can take the next step.
All right, thank you.
I would like to address this. So let it be very brief and direct. Okay. For how long have you been into student leadership?
Please come again.
For how long have you been into student leadership?
Student leadership. For UHAS is 3 years.
Good. Tell me about a time you had a difficult working with a colleague.
A difficult relationship with
a colleague, and tell me the exact challenge you had.
All right. As a leader, you face many challenges.
Go straight to the point.
And
do you understand my question?
The time that I had a serious challenge with a colleague in UHAS, I will not say it was a serious challenge.
Did you have a challenge? Either it was a serious or it wasn't serious. It was a challenge, isn't it?
Oh, some basic challenge.
Was it a challenge?
It was a challenge.
Good. Tell me the challenge you had.
It was about sending slides to a certain platform, our slide platform, and I was confronted by the student that why is the slide keeping long? So I have to inform him that the thing has not been sent to me from the lecturer. So I will not have any way, any chance of sending it to the slide page.
What is your biggest failure related to your leadership?
Okay.
Because we need to fail, then you have corrections on that before you become a proper person, isn't it? You agree to that? Tell me your biggest failure in your leadership.
My biggest failure in leadership will relate to when we were supposed to write a paper or a practical exams that was not scheduled for, and the lecturers have to be on their feet to conduct the exam. So in the sense that we were not able to write, I saw that it was a failure to me because we couldn't put in measures. We were able to try our best, but it wasn't enough for the lecturers to accept it.
Have you found a solution to it now?
Yes, please.
Good.
Elijah, do you love money?
Money?
Yes, money.
Yes.
How much do you love money?
How much do I love money? Oh, I love money that I have personally.
How much do you love money?
Yes, so if you're able to give me such parameters, I'll be able to. I love money on the scale of 6 to 10, 6 over 10. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I asked you said you're going to advocate for value of money in the various component charges of the school.
Yes.
So how are you going to do it?
Thank you. When I talk about component charges, the value for money is very important in every system. So what I mean is that, let me give you a typical example here. We pay for VT fees, of which the money that we paid, we didn't see the relevance of the money that we paid as students. So I'm just trying to let the students know that when I'm being voted into power as the SRC president, of this institution, the students are the major stakeholders, right? We have every right to information in the university. So how our monies were being spent concerning this particular VT I'm talking about, the university need to let us know how our monies were spent. That is what I mean by a value for money.
That was a contribution in a way, but did you actually go into the reason why there wasn't a breakdown for this VT thing? You paid for the VT, we paid for the VT, but I mean, we did not get the achievement out of it. Did you ask for the reasons why?
Numerous reasons were.
No, did you ask not with the student, but with
yes, please, I asked.
Authority. Those authority, did you ask?
You go to see the VT, I mean, the committee person? Did you go to see the head?
Yes, I asked.
Are you sure?
Yes, please.
And what was the reasons he gave?
This was a parliamentary meeting. Then the dean was invited. So numerous questions about this VT was
So it wasn't the head you went to see.
The head, as in,
you know, the VT. There's a head governing it.
Yes, but we also have various heads in our schools that we mostly.
All right, so that wasn't the answer to the question anyway. But the reason why I'm bringing that in is that if you really went ahead to investigate, you realize that the money wasn't just spent. All right, some of our brothers and sisters, okay, where they were sent to, the money they paid, okay, it was actually so vital that it wouldn't have supported them there to wherever place they went to do their VT. So some of our money, that we didn't enjoy anyway, was enjoyed by others, which in a way, since it's also in the betterment of my brother or my sister somewhere, I didn't have a problem. Do you get where I'm coming from? Although you have for a breakdown, what I'm is that sometimes the word we choose, if you use the word spent, it's a whole big word on its own. You understand? Carry out this thing. Let's not be political, especially when we are dealing with the school or the institution. You understand? So let's show respect to the board, I mean to the institution. That is what I'm trying to say here. All right. If you want to do your analysis, leave the school out of it. I mean, leave the guiltiness or putting UHAS destructively criticized in it. You understand?
All right.
Thank you very much. Let's be mature about this. Thank you.
Transportation policy. Are you there?
Yes, please.
Can you talk to it in relation to Hohoi?
Okay. I've personally been here for many times, but I have not seen any means of transport for Hohoi campus. That is what I can say about it.
So what are you going to do in this, your policy? How are you going to advocate for the private shuttles?
So since we are all in the same school and Hohoi campus too is part of the university, they pay fees. They need to also enjoy the form of transportation system that we aim to enjoy at home. So the same transport system that we are going to advocate for in home, that same transport will come to Hawaii.
Are you bringing this policy to be read to the student populace of Hawaii?
Come again.
Are you bringing this policy to be read in the face of Hawaii students?
Yes, please.
That you are going to advocate for transportation? Is it from that will be carrying them from the hostels to campus or from campus to their various houses?
Mostly we talk about those in the hostels, those at far areas. Yeah.
So are you very sure, be honest to yourself, that you are going to make that provision of the transportation to Hawaii campus?
That is what is here in the policy that we are going to advocate for.
So are you sure it is
I'm
there?
100% sure.
Good. Good. So in the case of which we don't see such an implementation based on the transportation policy, what do you expect the student populace of Hawaii to react to you or to your administration?
It's a policy. And since I'm not the only one,
the question is, you said this policy is feasible.
Yes.
And you are going to make sure that you are 100% sure that you are going to make it implementable, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. Now, since you have the capacity to explain to the students of Hohoi that you are going to make the provision of the transportation policy, in case they don't observe that policy being implemented, what do you expect the student populace to react to your administration?
I'll accept any form of patriotism that will come to me.
You accept?
Of course.
Thank you. Demonstration. Let me question on demonstration. Can you be on your feet? Can you be on your feet?
Okay.
With all due respect. Okay. There is COVID outbreak. Good. I need a current update of the COVID-19. And in this era, in this moment, you are going to address to the students the current update, and therefore you proceed with the necessity in buying into the protocols. Thank you.
Thank you.
The current update.
All right.
Good.
So the current updates I know about COVID-19 is that the second batch of the vaccine are in. So we are encouraging those who took the first one to go in for the second vaccine so that they will be well protected. Thank you.
Giving updates without statistics.
For now, this is what I know about the COVID-19 stage.
But you can't talk about COVID-19 without statistics. You are aware of that, right?
I'm aware.
Good. Thank you.
Can you please amend the feed?
Okay.
Okay. The tie you're wearing, were you the one who tied it?
No, please.
Okay. I wanted to ask something, but it's okay.
All right.
But why don't you know how to tie it?
Please say.
Do you know how to?
I don't know, but I know how to do it for my own.
Okay, please do it on your own. Can you demonstrate?
I don't know how to put a tie or how to tie it, but I can make it. Maybe you would not like it.
So you don't know.
Yes, please.
So you should go straight. We don't. I think we have a specific way of wearing the tie. We don't have one way. Okay.
We have a standard of putting on a tie. Or
Yes.
a standard, an acceptable one, of course. Right? Good. So can you please, with all due respect, untie it and put it on again, please?
That is why I said I don't know how to tie it.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go some practical aspect of the questions. Right. I want us to talk something practical.
I find it difficult to
Hear
hear
me?
you.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to give you a scenario,
Okay.
right? Something that is always something that keep on happening, right? Okay. So let's say there's an issue with students and management, right? Okay. And the issue here is basically based on lecturers' behavior when they come to the lecture halls. Each of them is trying to, the lecturers are saying that the students are not comporting themselves when they come to lecture halls. While students are also giving a different issue with regards to the lecturers' behavior. They say they don't respect them, they don't do that, they don't do this. And right now you're also a student and you're in between two of them. So how are you going to go about this issue so that it won't affect or maybe it won't destroy you, even your relationship or the relationship between the students? Because always the administration see the SRC as a threat to them. Do you get it? So how are you going to address this issue as an SRC president when you are being called to the vice chancellor office?
Please come again with the question.
I'm saying that the question here is that students are complaining of lecturers' behavior, lecturers their behavior when they come to lecture halls. You know, some of them are complaining. They talk to them anyhow. They don't respect them. They don't do this. Like the behavior is let me say, it's bad, right? And the lecturers too are also complaining that students are also not like abiding to the rules and regulations, not coming to lectures on time. It's like it has become a conflict, and always there is an issue on. So you, as the SRC president, this issue has been addressed to you. How do you stand in between these two people so that you address the issue very well to the VC, so that at the end of the day, like you yourself, you find yourself in like one of the other, you address the issue very well so that it can be solved amicably or between the two, the lecturer and the students.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
As the SRC president, I think I don't have direct contact with every class. Yeah. So I'll have to involve the class reps. They are the first point of contact to talk to them that they should also speak to their students. So the class reps will first have to speak to their students.
And I'm just saying that all these things have been done, right? Right now, you're in front of the VC, right? Address the issue so that at the end of the day, there can be like everything can be done. You are representing the students, right? This is what they are saying, and this is what the lecturers too are saying. So right now, you are speaking on behalf. You address the issue so that there won't be a kind of conflict between the students and the lecturers. So right now, you are in front of the VC. Address the issue.
Okay, so the Vice Chancellor, I'm Nyako Elijah, the Federal SRC President, and I would like to draw your attention on certain issues that has popped up between the students and the lecturers. So there is always misunderstanding between the lecturers and the students about how the lecturers they are saying students don't behave well, they don't come to lectures, and students are also saying otherwise. So as the SRC President, I would like to let you know so that we will talk to the lecturers from the academic board. We have to go to the academic board. We will talk to the lecturers, then the students, to the SRC will come and address them on that.
All right, Elijah. I want to test your constitutional knowledge a bit. Say this in the sense that there is one committee that the Constitution stipulates. It is called the Arbitration Committee. Can you tell me what they do?
Okay, the arbitration committee are the committee that has been stipulated to deal with student issues concerning the students within the SRC.
Okay, that is fine. So that brings me to my main question. The current CJ, I just saw a message here. So that gives me a proposal to ask you one important question. So in 2019, are you listening? There was
Yeah.
an injunction of the whole electioneering process because somebody actually took it to thought that the vetting process, what we are doing here, was unconstitutional. I want you to actually tell me, okay? Can you close the constitution? Tell me some of the circumstances that will make this vetting panel unconstitutional.
Some of the instances that will make. Okay, I would like to refer to Article 47, which talks about the vetting. So we have the vetting committee.
Okay.
So the vetting committee shall comprise clause A, the chairperson of the electoral commission, the one deputy chairperson of the electoral commission, 2 members of the SRC parliament, the legal advisor, and any other student may apply to be a member of the vetting committee to the Speaker of the SRC Parliament, 3 of which shall be appointed by the SRC Parliament after a vetting by the committee.
Good.
That shall blah blah blah.
Honorable, I mean,
So what I can say here is that
time is not on our side.
what I can say here is that
good knowledge on it. Let's move on to the next.
you can.
Honorable, I said time. I'm impressed. Did you hear me? I
Yeah.
said that is good. So we'll move on to the next.
So
The next is no, you have
all right,
okay.
all right.
Oh, you want to say more?
You asked me that what will make you unconstitutional. The vetting
So
committee.
you mentioned everything stipulated in the
right.
Constitution. Is that it? So we can proceed. The next thing I want to ask you has to do with expenses.
Okay.
Every expenditure that needs to be taken from our SRC coffers goes through Parliament. there is a part of an expenditure that does not go through Parliament. What is that?
The administrative expenditure does not go through Parliament.
Thank you very much. That brings me to my question. There are some expenses made by the executive committee when they are done with their administration. Let's take a classical example, the administration of Honorable Akalu. When he is done, are there some expenses that can eat into your administration? Supposing by God's grace you are chosen as the next SRC president.
Yes, please.
There can be.
Yeah.
So by the constitution, how can it be approved?
That is what do you call it? That is a budget extending tenure of office, which has been stipulated in the, I think, Article 7 coming. I can't fix it.
So we should go to Article
Yes.
57.
57 talks about a different thing, but it is in the same line.
It talks about a different thing.
Yeah, it's talking about the finance, but that is where I can properly get it.
Okay, so you are.
Yeah, so that is Article 60 of the Constitution.
So then 57 was wrong then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it talks about projects and programs exceeding tenure.
Okay.
So any transactions, project or program that may exceed the tenure of office of the executive officers shall not be entered into except prior approval of 2/3 majority of all members of the SRC Parliament.
Okay. So how do you understand that?
It means that before you embark on the project that you think that project may not be able to complete in your tenure, it has to come to Parliament that this project that we are embarking on, we knew very well that it is going to eat into the new administration. So Parliament have to accept and approve that before you can embark on certain projects.
That is fine. So then my last demonstration for you. At a very important stage of the current SRC president's administration, we have to take a decision. A hard decision, of course, whether to increase the SRC dues or to leave it the same. What was your opinion about that?
Come again.
The SRC dues was increased from 50 cities to 100 cities. Do you agree or you do not agree? If you were in this position, would you have done it or you wouldn't have done it? Yes or no?
It depends.
Honorable, yes or no? As
No.
the SRC, would you have done it?
No.
You wouldn't. Okay, so then that was a mistake.
I'm not saying it's a mistake, but personally, I will not do it.
Okay. All right. So then I want you to demonstrate. Okay. So with debate, you take any side that is opposed to you. Is that so? Which is that correct? So it was actually done. I want you to think right now and demonstrate to us why our SRC dues needed to be increased from 50 cities to 100 cities. Just give us an SRC president.
Needed to be increased
from 50 cities to 100 cities. You can actually rise and do that.
Yes. So the SRC dues needs to be increased to 50 cities to 100 cities, in the sense that we have a lot of projects that the SRC wish to embark. So the 50 cities deals will not be able to help the SRC to embark certain projects. So it is important that we increase the dues to 100 cities. Okay, thank you.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
to be, please be honest to this question, okay? Assuming that you are in an industrial area, maybe you are working in the industry or any other company, all right? And they need you to bring somebody you really trust, somebody who is very honest to occupy a position. Two people appeared. Now, you remembered that two of them were your mates in the uni. You were filling a paper and somebody who was sitting by your left, you needed a help for you to pass that particular paper. You approached the one on the left, and the person told you that it is a sinful act. Therefore, he might not provide you, we will not provide you the help. You looked at your right, and somebody helped you. The person sitting by your right hand helped you, and for that matter, you passed the exams. In the field of work, which of the two are you going to recommend?
Thank you very much. I'll recommend the one with the necessary skills who fit into the job.
Which of them would you recommend? The one who helped you to pass examination. And as a matter of fact, it was examination of practice. But the person helped you to pass. And the one who told you was a sinful act. If you are giving a recommendation to somebody who will be very honest to occupy a position at your workplace, who would you employ?
I'll pick the one with the skills who will fit into the job. I'll pick the one who helped me.
Who?
Honestly, the one who helped me.
So it means that you are encouraging examination of practice in this university, right?
Not examination of practice.
You are, somebody didn't help you. And as a matter of fact, it means that the person doesn't like you.
You didn't talk about examination of practice.
I said it. Okay, thank you. I was just trying your intelligence on something. It's not something I'll give you a mark on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's very competitive with that. And to my left and right, do we have questions? All right, then I want to go with the audience first. Then yes, please, just two questions, okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, your questions are welcome. Anyone with a question?
Thank you. Please, Mr. Elijah, this question goes to you. Okay.
Okay.
I heard one of my friends, I say I'm on Go campus. So I had one friend from Suna, and the person was saying that she's going to vote for you because you said you are the president of NAMSA. So if you come, you're going to help the association, and I want to hear from you how you're going to do that.
There are a lot of rumors in parliament, sorry, elections. So maybe you just heard it. I don't know anything
So
about
you
it.
never said anything that's on.
I don't have any evidence.
So the thing is that do you have plans for NAMSA, as in your when you come into power? Do you have any plan for your association that you are coming from as in NAMSA?
They have their own president who is managing the affairs, so I will not interfere.
You're not interfering.
No.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Elijah. My name is Paramount Level 2 and This Control. I'm here with just two questions for you. The chair and the panel, thank you. Only one. Okay, so two and one question. All right, thank you. So, Mr. Elijah, how many hostels do you have in your campus?
We have 6 hostels.
6 hostels.
Yeah.
Are you aware one is about 30 minutes far away from the school?
Yes, I know.
Where is it located?
Atabu Hostel.
Atabu. These students check each and every day.
Yeah.
And there is a high cost of living, as you are aware, in this country.
I know.
And these are students. The cost of transportation to school is high. What are you doing to help them out? If people will still be admitted to that type of hostel next year coming. And as well, accommodation, our number is increasing. This year, the students are 301, level 100 students. And I think 7 of them are gone out of the school. So we still have 393 students who are currently present. So tell us, and there is room scarcity. What are you going to do to help the number increase? Because I think he's listening, so he will answer it himself. All right. So, Mr. Elijah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. All right. All right. So, Mr. Elijah, you address the transport and accommodation to issues to point me as well.
Thank you. That is why we instituted the transportation policy in our policy documents. So that is going to sort that transportation problem. And we also have accommodation policy in the policy document. Let me be fast. So we will set up an accommodation committee under the SRC for them to make sure that issues regarding accommodations are being sorted.
You are talking to me. These are abstracts. These just committees each and every day. What are you going to do? The abstract of it is too much.
It's a procedural. Certain accommodation have to follow certain process. So you have to follow the necessary channel. That is why we say we will have an accommodation committee in the SRC. Yes.
You talk a lot about committees. How realistic are these committees for us? Because I know for past administration, we have committees, okay, for transport accommodation. And I would say for poor campus, there's a lot when it comes to especially accommodations and transport. I want to ask you, what are you doing? Forget about the committee setting up. What are you doing as an individual?
Okay, we will make plans to search for accommodation for the students.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elijah. So we'll come to Mr. Mascot, right? We'll be very quick about this. Why did you choose him as your president? Why are you with
I'm with him because I believe in his vision and I believe in his past successes.
his past successes?
Yes.
Tell me some of them.
For instance, he came into power as the president of NAMSA with very little in the account, but they now have a moderate amount and have been able to actually donate items to the skills lab, which students from all kinds of programs use.
Oh, okay. So you are telling me now NAMSA account is quite heavier than he came to meet it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So personally, what potentials do you have to as SRC vice president?
I have very good negotiation skills. I'm detail oriented. I am a very punctual person and principled person. Yes. Which criteria I think I'm principled? I feel my principle. So my principles as regards ethics in terms of expenses, with regards to the coffers of the SRC, how to appropriately use channels as in protocols that have been put in place. That's what
Okay, so what constitutionally, what committee are you the chair of?
constitutionally. I'll have to refer to the constitution.
You don't know.
So I'm supposed to be an ex-official member for
All right, you have a fair knowledge of something like that, so it's fine. Okay.
for which committee? So not aware. Okay. No, it was about measurement committee. The point is all ex-official member.
But do you understand this official, please?
Yes, I understand.
That's fine. So what do we mean by ex officio?
So ex officio is from Latin, which means that you hold that office by virtue of my being the vice president.
So with what you said, what practically does it mean for you to be in an audit committee and you are a federal executive, but you are an ex officio in an audit committee? What will you be doing?
Basically, my understanding of that would be to, as it were, corroborate the affairs of the executive committee to the audit committee. Because I will be a member of the executive committee. Yes, so that would mean that I would have been party all transactions and activities that have been undertaken by the executives. Yes, and so I'll be acting in that.
Doesn't mean you lord over them.
No, not at all.
That's the point. You are not a chairperson.
Yes,
You are just
I am simply
a
ceremonial. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Mascot. That's fair enough. So, you happen to be in the same class with the person who was supposed to be his vice president.
Yes,
Okay. And now he chose you over him.
yes, please.
Are you sure he's okay with this whole thing?
I am 100% sure
That he's fine with it?
Yes, I am.
Definitely, he might have friends, and then it may be one way or another, I'm not too sure about this. His friends might hate you for that.
Yes.
How would you put all these people together to support or rally behind you?
Personally, that when it comes to things like politics and power, personal grievances are not things that should be taken to heart. At the end of the day, the common goal is what we are all aiming for.
And how would you put it in a practical form? How would you talk to them for them to all rally behind you?
My brothers, I'm very well aware that your friend was had to finally be replaced by me, and I know that that might not sit very well with you. But I'd like to remind you all that we are all students of the same class, and a win for me is a win for you as well. I'd like you to come so that we forge ahead together and reach a common goal together. And at the end of the day, all of us will be happy and we'll share in the fruits of our exploit.
Okay. So I would like this when you go back home. Do you understand?
Right. If I was you, I would have thanked him right now. Thank you. That's very, very. Yes.
Honorable, I proceed.
Yeah.
Do you remember releasing a flyer of yours aspiring for the SRC, Federal SRC President?
Yes, I do.
You do remember.
I do remember.
So why did you decline?
Why did I decline? As in, why did I drop out?
Sure.
So, upon personal contemplation and analysis, I came to the conclusion that my services would be better rendered, as it were, through a merger with another team.
So when were you picked, or when were you taken as a running mate?
That was last week.
Did you know the date that be closed for nomination?
I can't be too sure, but I should think it was around the 30th.
30th was this week or last week?
30th was last week.
Good. And you were taken as a running mate last week.
Yes.
Tell me how prepared you were. Are you sure you're not influenced? Are you sure you're not convinced to go for this position?
I'm not. I'd like clarity on your question. I do not understand your question.
Okay, let me be clear to you. Are you sure? Now, you are not being consistent. maybe I can put it to you that you don't know what you actually want. You don't know what you want in life. You said you want to come or you want to be the federal president and you decline your intent. Now, a week now you are going for a running mate within a week that you were supposed to close nomination. Are you very sure that you were not influenced? Nobody influenced you to draw your intent.
I'm very sure that nobody influenced me.
So tell me why you stepped down and now going for a running mate.
The slogan for the US Parliament House is democracy and dynamism, if I'm not mistaken. Dynamism means that you adapt to circumstances as they change. And so, although you may see it as I'm inconsistent and you don't know what I want in life, perhaps I simply adapted to the changing circumstances.
I didn't hear anything you said.
I was saying that although one person or one view may see it as I'm inconsistent and do not know what I want in life, another person might simply see it as a young man who is desperate to help his school and has adapted to changing circumstances.
Which are just a short one. That was a nice recovery. So that means that in the future, perhaps maybe the definitive vision you have to be president, you will come back and then be a president for us. That's all.
I cannot give you a definite answer.
Okay. But right. In the future, we may see you because you are in the medical school. That's what.
Yes,
you are in about 300 years. So you have about 3 years now.
Yes, please.
So after serving this administration, maybe in the future we may see you as
that would be impossible because according to the constitution, I would have been an executive officer, which would ban me from running again for president.
Nice. That's what I wanted. That's very good. It means that when taking the decisions, you mean.
All right. That is very, very good. Yes. Action. Okay. Do you know of any patriotic song apart from the national anthem? I know of Yenara Assassin. Can you please sing it for us? Yenara Assassini, Eabo Dindimayen, Mujana Nananum, Tregu Mayen, Edrumi, Musoso, Sebe, Biatoso, Indian Praso, Poto, Inyaka, Semi Kumia. I have forgotten a bit of it.
All right. So we want to know something about UHAS, right? Okay. So um, I think you know this constitution, right? You know it very well.
Yes.
I know that UHAS adopted this constitution from certain universities' constitution.
Yes, please.
And please, which university did UHAS adopted
The University of Ghana, Legon.
Okay. Okay. All right. So in which year was this constitution reviewed?
It was reviewed in 2016 by the Divine Power-led administration.
Oh, okay. So can you mention, can you give me at least 4 honorable members who were part in the review or who was part of the review committee of this constitution?
I can try my best, but I'm not one to memorize names.
Okay.
So the vice president at the time was one of the members.
Yeah.
I can't be too sure with the name, but
you just
the local NUCS president was also part of that, Honorable Farouk.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
All right. Bravo. So knowledge on UHAS and SRCs.
Yes, please.
That was fine. That you don't know. If you don't know, you don't.
Yes.
Don't worry yourself. Okay. But you seem to be upstaging your president. What do you think?
I seem to be upstaging my president.
Yes.
I believe that perhaps the fact that he went first, coupled with other pressures, might have made it seem so.
It means that you were able to relax.
Exactly.
My question is that we have some signatories to our account. Is that so? When the dean of students is not there,
Yes.
who acts in management stead?
Assistant Registrar Academic Affairs.
That's fine.
Yes.
Thank you very, very, very much. I think so far this vice president is really impressing me. Okay, please. Please, can you question?
Yes. That's if that is your agreement. I should give. No, no, no. Wait, wait. We are not. We are not giving 10. I mean, you don't have any question. All right. But if we do that, it's unfair. All right. Because others, you guys ask. So please, you ask a question. But please,
Roger, my question is, you have you said you were from God, right? And I'm very sure you believe in your perception and all that. So if he's doing something out and you know it's not in the best interest of the students, but he feels like that's done in such a situation, how do you know?
the executive is essentially the committee that handles certain discussions of this nature before any policy is actually implemented. It goes through discussion there and then forward to Parliament. As a principled person, I believe that the first point of action would be to convene as executives and discuss. If we feel that it is not in the best interest and the president still feels that he has to push it, then I will have no choice but to also push him to impeach him because he's doing something that is inimical to the needs of the students. That's what I would do. We first talk about it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So please,
So, this this how are things conducted? Are you guys okay? And so far, are you guys okay with everything? Are you sure? And nobody's imposing anything on you, right? Hmm. Hey. When it comes to my panelists, we speak with them with respect. All right, please. When we meet outside, we can play. But in this,
Okay, thank you very much.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. So please, you can sit down. All right. Before we begin, Mr. Bunting, Mr. Bunting, how are you doing? Please put on your mask, please. Thank you, thank you. Put on your mask. Thank you very much. Before we begin your introduction, I just want to say this. Not because of timing anyway, but because we want consistency in what we are doing, all right? Make your answers as swift and very summarized as possible. Okay, it should contain all the ingredients. All right, so brief introduction and also tell us why you are here.
Thank you very much, EC Chair.
Okay.
Good evening, panel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. What I'm saying, you are going to okay? If you don't
Okay, thank you very much.
hello, ready. All right. So brief introduction, brief what? Why you are here?
Thank you very much. My name is Esbonti Emmanuel Osaya. I am a Medal Lab student, level 300, and we are here to be vetted as an aspirant for this current SRC elections. Thank you.
Honorable members. I'm the person of Ahin Jesse MP, a UHAS student, and also in level 300. Vision student. I'm also in level 300. I'm here as a running mate of this gentleman here, and also to be vetted as the vice president, the SRC vice president.
Mr. Subonsi, please, why this position? Why the federal president? You could have stood for other positions, the local notes, the association president, and why this one?
Thank you very much. That's a good question. I'd like to begin with a little experience.
Pardon?
I would like to begin with a little experience in answering your
But we are
question.
dealing with time, but
Right. Permit me to answer you.
Alright.
For the sake of our people, they will need to know the people that they are going to work with. So we need to speak with them. All right. Thank you very much. I have little experience in leadership. I'm sure you have my CV. I provided my CV for every panelist. I have served as the head boy for Jawulia Montessori School. That's my JHS. I have also served as the SRC Vice President for Pukuari School. Okay. And when I came to UHAS, I've served as a coach for 3 years, even though I have resigned now, which my people didn't want me to resign because of my works. Again, I served as the federal chairperson for the Intelligence and Students Affairs, which position Honorable Hansen holds now.
Did you say you have little experience?
Yeah,
I think you mentioned compound overseer, class prefect, school prefect, class secretary, script analyst, SRC president, a whole among others. So this is little for you.
yes.
Okay.
You know, there's the presidency of Ghana.
Yes.
That's high. So when I'm there, that's when I've occupied or I've self-actualized myself. So continue with it. Honorable, the current administration.
Before you proceed, I think the little experience, you all didn't get it, right? The little experience that he was trying to ask, I'm sure he's just trying to run out of time. He's just watching time, so he didn't want to strain you. But I think
Alright.
the main reason why you call this little experience was that if you are using this as a little experience, then what yardstick are you going to use with this experience to lead us? You understand? All right. So this is not something that he was trying to make you get a remark, but something to put a whole question on you. You get that, my friend? Okay. Thank you, sponsor.
So the reason why I'm aspiring for the federal SRC president is that I believe that with the experience dated and the documents in your hands, I possess the abilities, the capabilities, and the capacity to lead the line of students' affairs. All right. In that, to champion, to defend, and uphold the interests of students, so that our students are reserved. We want to make campus better for our people, and I believe that having as the federal SRC president, I'll be able to do all that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Sponsor, please, do you have anger issues?
No.
Okay. I guess well, how are you going to go about this when any executive should release a communique about you with regards to misappropriating funds? Communique just came out to the student public all over the pages. What are you going to do?
As a leader, if you check my form, I wrote patience as one of the qualities that you stated, and good composure and good communication skills. Coming out to, if I take it out, let's say Honorable Betty, legal advisor for the SRC now, if there's a communique release outside right now, defaming me, there's no way I'm going to react outside. I'll call you as an executive. After all, when I am the president, not like I am paying on somebody, but you're working under me, I'll come to you and talk to you. Why you didn't come to me to express this to me before you release outside? All right. We'll try to solve the matter. There's an article in the Constitution, Article 78. There's an article for the arbitration committee. If you permit me to refer to mine. Article 78 says the arbitration committee. Now, that committee is a committee of religious bodies, okay? And then it consists of the Muslim community too. So in that matter, what I can do as a president is that having spoken with the said person who released the documents or whatever it is, and we try to resolve the matter. It's not a matter of me coming out to say it is not true to that. All right, I'll speak with the person. If it doesn't go well, I'll result to the application committee for them to step in. Because one of their responsibilities is to advise the executive committee. All right, and when that is done, maybe the person will agree to pull down, okay, a disclaimer. We'll bring out a disclaimer to validate my. Thank you.
Okay, so that's one thing.
Yes, sir.
I think I've worked with you before.
I can hear you well.
Then I think I've worked with you before.
Yes.
Right. So let's go straight to the point. Right.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to like do some practical thing here as it stands now. And let's say you see the issue of VT. It has become one of the issue on ground.
Yes,
And always students are complaining. For me, since my time when I came to the 400, we paid for VT fees. We didn't, we paid for VT fees. And I think all the components that we were supposed to like receive or what we have to do, we were not able to get all of them. And we decided to go on demonstration. And management came down to us and talked to us. The same thing when we came to level 200, the same thing happened. But I think that one, we know it and I think we didn't work on it. The same thing in level 300. We paid for VT fees. And as it stands now, they told us that they will give us accommodation. We paid for accommodation fee, we paid for transport fee. And at the end of the plan, in addition to their own administrative something, and if like on the normal scale, right, if we are to if they are not giving us anything at all, right, at least our accommodation fee that we pay because they didn't provide them any accommodation for us. So at least yes, they should give us that money. If nothing, at least. Right. Okay, so these issues have been popping up and students have pushed for the SRC and I think the SRC is not doing anything about it and a whole lot of things has popped up, right? And with the past experience of students, students think when they strike or when they push management with demonstration, that is what always calls management down to listen to the students, right? So you as the SRC president, that is what the students want to do. So what are you going to tell them in order to calm this issue down? Because always SRC failed them, right?
Yeah.
And always they think that when they call or they try to cause a demonstration, that is what management listening to when that alarm is put. And this time around, they want to also do that again. So what are you going to do as an SRC president?
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to get a clarity in your question.
Yeah.
So your question is there's been this issue of VT money.
Yes.
All right. It has not been refunded to students.
Yes.
We push.
Yeah.
But all to no avail. And now my people wants to demonstrate.
No, that's I think it have been the first time they pushed and it didn't work out and they plan on demonstrating. Right? Management heard something like that and they came down to their knees. SRC intervened, management didn't mind them. But when management heard that students want to do demonstration, they came down to listen. So right now, it's like the students have developed an attitude that when they always push management with demonstration, that is when management comes down. So right now, as an SRC president, what are you going to do to deal with this issue as it stands?
Okay. And first, I'd like to tackle the questions in 2 ways. You said it's a demonstration question.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the student handbook of the University of Health and Allied Sciences. As an president, for you to lead your people to embark on a demonstration, you need to have fulfilled some requirements. And I'd like to read from the student handbook section 9.10. It says processions and demonstrations. In his question, he didn't state that we've written to the office of the registrar. Right. So any students or students wishing to organize a procession or a demonstration in the university shall notify the registrar in writing at least 3 days before a procession or demonstration is due to take. Right. So now that has been let us has been done. My people are still not even though calm down. Now I have to speak to my people to deal with the issue. One of the missions of UHAS is for peace to reign. Okay. So as an SRC president, easy, would you permit me to stand up in this veteran? Okay. So my people are set up list. Okay. Yeah, because after all, money is something that you would want to meddle with. When you come and then they are heated up, this is not the time to say things calm down. No. You first have to side with them. So my people, can you get up for me? Easy. Today. You see, your plight have been heard. The management has come down. Please relax for me. The issue is at hand. We don't want violence. We don't want violence. We are going through the formalities to secure your money. So please calm down. Thank you.
That's one thing.
Yes, sir.
I can see you are enjoying this yourself.
Yes, I am. I am. I am.
Unfortunately, we don't have time on our side. Okay.
Sure, sir.
We are in Hohoi.
Okay.
The Hohoi people are listening.
Sure. Sure.
I want to take you to your policies.
Okay. Okay.